If you check on the portal, one of the first things that was appearing was asking you to do something. You see, the first thing you're supposed to do was to ensure that moving down, was to know who are my classmates. This is a forum where you expect students to participate and to engage. This forum was contributing 5 marks to your end, to your final mark that you're going to have. By participating, it's part of the learning. The collaboration, the sharing is part of the learning. You need to be aware that we're moving from the traditional teaching, where we want students also to participate in class, participate in activities. And one of the activities was getting to know your classmates, getting to know the like. I know we have students who are studying through Odell. We have students who are studying through full-time, and you may not know each other, but you may find yourself with each other at the day of graduation. You could be the same graduation square. So this is another point of knowing your classmates. So don't take it for granted. It's a very important. I give an example, but I think only 2 students, if I'm not wrong, around 2 only answered that. So they got their 5 marks, and others did not participate. You didn't write something about yourself. It is part of the classwork. That is how marks are going to be awarded now and in future in other areas. You'll be noticing that difference happening everywhere. We are training our lecturers to know how to utilize those tools. Students' participation on that. So it's important for me to highlight that point. Next, we talked about the introductory, which I said my most important thing was to know that you know how to install PHP. And then, but I had asked you to install XAMPP. And I said, you must have a laptop. So make sure you have a laptop with you as you work. Don't work with somebody. You can't do a theoretical action for a subject that is practical. So make sure you have a laptop for that. Well, the next point I said, you do a script which comes out with the words come. That's all. Just echo come and the like. That's all I wanted to do. And for you to get a mark that I should do that. Number 3 will be in terms of cut, which I've mentioned. I want to share for those who are not in class to see it. It's right here. There's a PHP cut which is happening on Monday. So if you click on this cut online, you'll see it indicating that it will open on Monday at 4 p.m. to 4:30. So it's a 30-minute cut. If you ask me personally, that time is too much. This is something you can do within 10 minutes or so. So and then don't try to copy from another. That one is something that I've noted many times. And one of the people who have failed from previously is trying to copy. Yeah, sometimes we don't approach things directly the way it is. Yeah, we may mix up just to see whether you understand, because the most important thing is your ability to understand. If you don't understand, you will get yourself confused. So you're copying from someone who has no idea how we've mixed up. Maybe the answers are trying to show it, you will find yourself in problems. Assess yourself, see whether you understand, and rate. Comes very easy. Today's objectives is trying to look at the PHP syntax and basic programming concepts, where I expect all of us to participate. So just a quick ask. Do you all have your laptops? Let me start from who? From Velma. Do you have your laptop? I want students to participate in class. Please be in class. You cannot be in a class and you not participate. Because I understand some students just put on the phone or the laptop and then move their side. I want you to speak up. So I know you're in class and you're participating. That is the best way on that. So Mary Wanjiko. Mary Wanjiko, you can unmute. You turn off, mute your microphone so that we can hear you. I can't hear you say anything.
Yes, I have one.
All right, very good. Thank you. Joyce 10. Joyce, you're on mute. Joyce, we can't hear you. Joyce, are you here? Hmm. Joyce 10, are you here? So I need to find out where Joyce is. Maybe this is one of the people I'm referring to. You put on your device and then you go to do your own activities. You forget to be in class. I want you to participate in class, be in class. We're here for a class, all of us. So if you're not present, it's not helping us a lot. I think we need to check on that. Joyce, yeah, you need to know how important participation is. This is part of classwork, and Velma,
Yes.
you have your laptop?
Yes, I have it.
All right, very good. Next is Favor Getau. Favor Getau, are you there?
Yes, I have my laptop.
Okay, thank you, Favor. Emmanuel Siva,
Yes, sir.
you have your laptop?
Yes, I do.
All right, very good. So there is this, I think, who else have not seen anything? I think we have heard from all of them. Joyce does not want to be in class here. Maybe she just put on the phone and then went her own way. And these are the things I want to discourage. I want us to all participate on all classwork. It's part of learning in that. I'll find out. So today, I want us to understand the basic concepts. Please be keen, follow, and then what I want you to practice, do it on your computer first. Don't just observe, just do it. So my interest starts from this point on. But characteristics of PHP. When PHP begins with this, less than sign, question mark, the words PHP. Then PHP ends with the words with this question mark and this tag. Please note that. Please note that. I hope you get my point. But because you already done, most of you have done the first assignment, I'm sure you've already come across it, so it's okay with you. But if you've not come across it, be aware of that. Be aware of that. That first start with this, and then it must end with this. So if you're writing anything in PHP, that should be the first concept. So I want to see whether I can share my page where you're able to see the every action we attempt. But from having some downtime. So I'll be sharing my page where I want you to be able to follow and see everything we mentioned in terms of that. All right. So number 2 is every statement ends with a semicolon. Please note that everything is important here. All right. Next, PHP is case sensitive. especially when referring to variables. It is case sensitive. Don't forget that. Then keywords like echo, if, while are not case sensitive. Then it's advisable you do them in lowercase. I'm sure these ones are clear for all of us. So therefore, if you're writing a page, expect something like this. It starts with a question mark, PHP. Echo is for print. For those of you when you want to display something, use the words like echo. Then you display what you want to display. So you just have to write echo and then write what you want to echo or to output on that. So I want to share this window, which I advised you always to be practicing on. Mine, the other one seems to take long to open. Confirm you can see. Can you see a blank tab? Can you see a blank tab?
Yes.
Please confirm yes. I can. Yeah, it becomes difficult to go back to open and see your responses. There are maybe text, but hearing is much easier. So we said you can use onlineid.com. Now, online IDE looks like this. You just write online-id.com, and here you can quickly test your skills, test your abilities, test your skills on that. So you can change your programming language from here. It's a quick one. You can use C++, you can use C, you can use Ruby on Rails, R, Golang, and Bash. So we are interested on PHP today. We are saying anything on PHP must start with in this order: star question mark PHP. Then it has to end with this. So anything right within here now will be PHP script. So a good example is to display something. We said we use what? Echo hello world, for example. And then what is missing on this script of mine from what we just discussed? What is missing?
The semicolon.
Semicolon. Very good. So by putting a semicolon, you have completed how it should look like. So that is how I want you to note. A typical page should appear like that. So depending on how the question is asked, just remember to start with the less than sign, question mark, the words PHP, finish with a question mark, closing tag. And then echo is for print. If you have studied any other language, you may say print. So look at the results. It has outputted hello world. If you want to output anything, just change this text and say, or you want to output something else, you can still echo another text. Echo, say this is the second line. Okay. So when you run the code, look on the right hand side. Now you have the first one and the second one, and then they all appear on the same line. If I add a third one, I say hello echo. This is the third line. Okay. Now, when I run, notice that all of them are appearing. All of them are appearing on a continuous line. Let me try to move this a little bit. Notice that they are all appearing like on a continuous line, right? What should we do to make sure that they all appear on each line on its own? What should we introduce on our code, even before we continue further? Any idea to break this to the next line? It's very easy. You just need to use the BR tag. We use BR. This is a HTML tag for break. You don't have to write or write the ending. When you finish, the system automatically can determine that you are finished and can break it can start the rest. So as long as you use BR, it means you are breaking the next line, and you should be able to see the difference most likely on that. So that is what I want you to notice. Remember that the use of the tags. If you are within the HTML, you're going to the tags to make sure that you break to the next line on that. All right, so we proceed very quickly. So that's a good example, number one. So output. So when you want to embed, what does embed mean? Is to put inside, right? Yeah. Yes. Yes. So to embed is to put inside. For example, the normal text we use, or what you studied before, or the display text that is processed to display on a web browser is a web page, and it's running HTML. HTML is the framework through which PHP, JavaScript, and others can run. So that framework, you want to embed PHP within that, then this is what you need to do. This could be the normal HTML. Remember, it starts with HTML and ends with HTML, right? Have you done HTML? Let me see. Let me try to just switch back and see. How many have studied HTML before? That's what I want to see. How many know anything about HTML? Sorry, HTML. And I want to check on to see what I'm gonna put up the hands. Okay. Yeah. Mary Onchiku, I can see Emmanuel, then Daniel Natom, plus another one. Who is the other one? Velma and Favor. Good. This is impressive. I think all of us except Joyce. And then he said, I have not also heard from Nato. Nato. Daniel, how are you? Daniel, I have not heard from you. How are you? You can unmute your microphone briefly, Daniel, into your voice. Natom? I think there's another one here. What is that? Joseph. Teku? Yeah, you unmute your microphone and talk to us. Teku and Daniel. Unmute your microphone. We can't hear you in class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have your laptop with you, Daniel?
Yes, sir.
Great. Teku, Joseph. Joseph. Joseph seems to be having issues or something. He's not with us here. That's what I was saying. Okay. Okay. All right, we proceed with the current context. So we said to embed a PHP code within an HTML code. Now you know about HTML. We said HTML has got the start and the end. So within the HTML, you can embed something from PHP. You do the same thing. You start, open the PHP and close the PHP and put the content. So everything else within those tags has to follow the same rules we just mentioned earlier, ending with a semicolon and the like. And then I also mentioned about, I think the output, I've already mentioned that. You already have that. It's similar to print. However, you can still use print and you get the same result, but there's a difference. And I wouldn't encourage you to use print for all your works. I will encourage you to use what? Echo instead of print. Like, I think in the example we had here, I did share, what was the example? Yeah, it's right here. I did share this. So I said print, PHP supports that too. However, I want to discourage you from using that, this text, because of the following reason I'll say. Oh, sorry, I've closed it out. To this. So I want to discourage the use of that completely. Don't use the, sorry, I'm using something else. Do not use the print for your work. I want to show you that it works on that. Oh, sorry. Print this and this. So it will still work, yes. However, yeah, there it is. So in the run, it will still work. If you notice, it's still running. Like, however, as I said, it's not the most prioritized. In fact, this one I've just shown the differences, echo and print. So echo, they can display multiple strings. Print can only display one string. Slightly faster, echo, while the print is slower. And then no return value returns 1 when you have no return value. Just a minute. So notice those differences in that. So next point is about variables, which I said, what's a variable? So a variable, usually we call it a memory that you set aside to hold some data. You can take some memory, name that memory, call it X, call it Y. It's very similar to what you've been doing from primary school. When you say find X, usually X becomes a variable. Oh, I'm sharing something else, sorry. X becomes a variable, and it is just setting a memory, giving it a name. And therefore, everything you do from that point on, it will be referenced, can be referenced using that variable name. So a variable has to be given a name, and the name has to meet some standards. There are rules for that name. Please be careful on what I'm explaining next. It must begin with this $sign. So if you have a variable or X or whatever it is, it's going to carry some data. You start with a $sign, and it must start with a letter or an underscore. Cannot begin with a number. Please note that. Cannot contain spaces. So a variable has to be a one word, and then they are case sensitive. I already mentioned this earlier on. I hope you've noted somewhere. For bright students, you have your notebook somewhere there, which you are noting down those things. So therefore, the examples which are correct is this. For example, when you say $sign name, this is a good variable name. Student age, notice the capital age and the small. Then you have to maintain this. You just have to be consistent within your reference. When you're referencing it or calling it, use the same. $sign underscore, then score. This is a correct variable naming, and then under $sign total marks. This is correct naming. But incorrect examples include $1 name. Don't use that kind of naming. Who can tell me what is wrong with the second one? Which rule are we breaking for the second naming? Yes.
There is a hot space.
There's a space. Very good. We said a variable name should not have space, and it's just space, right? Then we have total marks. We're breaking the rules of using a hyphen. Any other characters are not allowed, just an underscore. So beware of that. Therefore, when you declare variables, remember it has to be within the PHP. So you start the PHP, declare the variable. Name equals to John. For example, dollar, that's a $sign H equals 20. So you are declaring the variables. You are assigning variables values. Fees is this, echo name. So when you echo name, it will look at the variable name and display what it has. You say John. When we echo break, who can, I think I just mentioned this a few minutes ago. What will this statement do? The one I'm highlighting now. Echo BR. What does it do to our work?
It just prints BR on the screen.
Prints BR on the screen. Okay, maybe because of what it showed here, but that is not truly what it's supposed to do. Yeah, I get your point. When you echo BR, it's supposed to do something else. Sorry, BR. The online IDE might have some limitations like what we are seeing in terms of that, but its work is different. It's supposed to do what you call breaking. Break is to push the line to the next one. So these are some of the limitations of using this online IDE. It may not utilize all the syntax on that. This BR comes from the word break. So to avoid this continuous, you see I introduced BR here, but it was never executed. It was supposed to have been executed from that this year. So yeah, in terms of what I have thought, you are right, because it just displayed. But in terms of the expectation, this online IDE has those limitations. To execute this, it's not able to recognize this as a command, but it's supposed to be recognized like that. So good to know. So we are breaking that. So we are supposed to, the purpose of this is that when we echo the name, it will write the name on this line, then we break a line, then we echo the age, and the next we print the age, the next line. That is what it means. So it writes, yeah, this is the output expected, John, then 20. That. The next thing I want you to understand is concatenating. We call it concatenation. If you have done Excel spreadsheets, you must have come across concatenation, where you combine two characters together. The same applies in this language. You can combine, for example, here we have got the name Alice. We are outputting a different text, welcome. But to combine the two, you have to introduce this period. Very important. It's a concatenation. If you're using spreadsheets, you'll use probably ampersand, two ampersands to combine text. When we bring in PHP, we use a period here. So notice there's a period, then name. So this combines, so the output will be welcome Alice. This is down here. You can see the highlight. Right. So welcome, and then you just say, you can still put inside welcome Mary, but it has to process this from a dollar. When you start with a $sign, the system, the server side will be able to recognize this as a variable, so it will extrapolate and display its purpose. Welcome Mary, and that. Next is the constants, very important. Constant is a variable that is assigned a static value. Yeah. Define school as being a Presbyterian University, for example. So anytime you call school, it will be remembering school is what? University. And this cannot change as a constant. So they say define school as Presbyterian University, and then we echo school, Like, allow me to change this briefly. I hope it's able to load that. Try it here. Edit. I need this to be edited properly. I didn't want it on another line. I wanted it on the same line, this one. Yeah. Define school as being Presbyterian University. So this variable has been assigned a variable. It will always be carrying that. We do not do that. So the output will be Presbyterian University. Remember what you're saying is echo school. You are echoing the school. So you have that assigned. So the difference between a variable and a constant is that a variable begins with a dollar sign and a constant, no sign is needed. The variable can change the value, the content. So x can be 10, x can be 9, x can be 6. However, when it comes to constants, it cannot change. So we declare normally all variables, but we declare using variable or const, those two. This space should be here to show you how it looks like. Yeah, const. You bold it. Here we declare it using normal declaration, or you can use define. Declare variable. Notice those differences. So very good. I think that is clear. Let me proceed from the right hand side. All right. Enough. Yep, we proceed because of time. I don't want to take too much time. Yeah, so they said next is data types. Very important. Data types, different data that can be carried using decimal. So, and it's good to notice this. And when using an integer, it has got a limit how much data. I think it carries up to 32,700. If you've got a number that is above, let's say 100,000, you can't declare it as an integer. Instead, you declare it as what? A float or a double. Please note that the difference. So a whole number is integer. A float, it has a decimal, yes, but it can carry a much larger number. If you're carrying, for example, numbers in terms of billions, then you'd rather declare it as a float, but not an integer. And a string, just as shown, for example, name is this. So it means the variable name will be carrying Peter. What's a boolean? For those who have started something else, I'm sure you're aware what a boolean is. Boolean means what? Which variable is this? A boolean has only two states, either true or false. So nothing beyond that. So when using boolean in your coding, then it means there is expected only one variable, either true or false, nothing beyond that. An array is like a store, a rack. If you have a drawer that when you open it, you've got slots or carrets where you can put your data, then that can be a good example of how to show an array is. For example, you can say a fruit, that can be like a drawer or a cupboard, and that cupboard has you can put an apple in one carrot, orange in another carrot, mango in another carrot. So this is a variable which can hold multiple values. Compare an array with a variable that we declared array on here, like an integer age. So age is just a number holder, just holds one value. But there is a variable called fruits. It carries multiple data. It can carry apple, orange, and like. Now, if you want to output, for example, mango from that carrot, then you have to declare and say echo fruit number 2. Why? If I want to display this, in fact, I'll use this as an example for all of us, for all of you to see. I'm sure you can see my screen here. I'm removing everything and putting this. Fruits equals to this. So I want to display mango. What should I echo? You can echo fruits. Sorry, fruits. Then the square bracket, number 3, for example. Sorry, number 2. This was my interest. Why 2? Who can tell me why 2? When I'm echoing the fruits, why am I echoing number 2 to display mango instead of something else? Oh, can you see my screen? I don't know whether I'm sharing the right screen. Can you see the code?
Yes, you can.
Oh, great, great. So could you maybe, why do you think I'm using echo 2 to display mango? And I'm saying echo fruits 2 into brackets. What is 2? Why 2?
Indexing starts at 0.
Absolutely correct. Indexing of an array starts from 0, 1, 2. So when I say echo fruit number 3, number 2 will display number 3. But if I say echo 0, fruit 0, then I've already now stated that I want to display the first fruit. So that, thank you so much for noting that. So 0 starts from the first one, and all the way. Great, thank you. You got that. We can proceed with the work. So notice this. You can use both the square bracket and the normal bracket. Very important to note. So null value, you use variable equals to null. When you use null, it means no value. It's empty. So I think to check other type variable dump, this one just to show, to dump is to display or to show what it contains. Sometimes within your coding, you'll be dumping some variables just to show what it contains. Number one, when you dump it, it shows you the data type and at the same time that value it contains. So I think that is very important. I don't know whether mine can see shows here. It's able to show. So I didn't finish that. Yeah, so you can see fruit 0. 0 is apple. Sorry, are you seeing the work? Yeah, it's right here. So echo fruit 0, that's the apple because apple is number 0. If I add more fruits, please note that. I don't want to be caught off guard. Let me call it apple, orange, mango, passion, and guava. Okay. So if I want to display passion, which number should I put here as the output? I want the output to be passion. Which number should I put here in the fruit? Yes, students, if I want to display passion as the output, which value should I put here in this echo? What should I print in the fruit? Which number should I put inside there?
3.
3. So let's put 3 on the check. Run. Very good. We got passion. That's correct. And I think all of it is because of we said we start from 0, 1, 2, 3. Very good. That point is very important. Now proceed. Therefore, I said you can dump. I wanted to dump this. I can vary dump. Let me dump this variable called, sorry, the sign fruits. When you run, see what happens. It shows us that it's an array. So you notice that because even if you put space here, there will be no space on the output. Why? Because it doesn't recognize these spaces. It recognizes the use of the command for space. That's why it has combined passion and then array of 5. So it tells you it's an array of 5, and the array of 5 contains apple, orange, mango, passion, and guavas, because we dumped the fruit variable, this variable on that. But if you dump item number 4, for example, you will notice a difference on that. Yeah, it tells you that you've dumped a string, which is guava. That's what is number 5. But just fruit the whole of it without adding the square bracket, then it says the whole of it is a variable, is an array. You see the words array here? And then the array size of 5. Very important. Let's proceed with time. So operators, very important. It's good to know. You can do addition within your coding. You can say the variable A plus variable B. That's how we do it. A minus B, I think that's important, and also multiplication, division, and even modulus. Who can tell us what modulus is? When you say A percentage B, what should we find? I'm not really sure that here. Allow me to remove this. Let me say I declare int variable A equals to 5 int $sign B equals to 4, 3. Then I say $sign A modulus $sign B. What will be the result of this? Let me call it, yeah, B and like $sign, yeah. What will be this? What will be this? Let me call it echo A modulus B. What is going to be A modulus B, for example? So let me remove this. What is it? You've studied that before, so you are aware of what they are. What is it? What is this? A percentage B. What does it mean? Yes. Hey. Are you following really? Okay, so looks like you didn't follow. So A modulus B means remainder. So if I say A, it is basically A divided by B, then the remainder is what you call the modulus. That is all it means. Yeah. So it simply means A or B, and then yeah, that value. That's how it means. So that is all that it means. Sorry, I'm using a percentage, should be this one. So A, B, 5 volt, and then you echo A modulus B, you expect it to show you the remainder. So you can see the answer is 2. What does 2 mean? It means 5 divided by 3, it goes there what? 3 goes there 1, remain 2. So 2 is the remainder, what remains. When you change these numbers to 15, and the other number becomes let's say 3. What do you think will be the modulus of this? I don't know whether this is big enough for you to see. Can you see this code?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
All right. So what will be the result if you equal a modulus b? What will be the result here? Anyone who wants to try? Anyone can try?
It's 0.
0. Any other person with a different answer? All right. Could you maybe tell us why do you think it's 0?
Yes, because you divide 15 by 3, there's no remainder.
Very good. We divide, very good. That's very beautiful. You guys should know how to clap and participate to clap for your colleague when he gets that. Yeah. You should see there's a button at the bottom there called share reaction. Can you see it? Can you see share reaction? This is for all of you. Yeah, if you can see share reaction, then you need to appreciate. There's a club there. You click on it to show that you appreciate. That reaction is important. You should encourage all your members to be participating within there. So use that for reactions. Very good. All right. So the answer or the result will be 0 according to what he's told us, and the reason is because after you divide 3 and 15, the remainder will be 0. So let's run it out. Let's check on that. Yep, you can see the answer is 0. Very good. Thank you very much. That was from who? I didn't get the person who gave us the answer.
Siva, Manuel.
Manuel. Oh, Manuel, thank you so much. That's correct. All right. Maybe because I'm not going to come back here again at all. What if I had here 8 and then I had 3? So A modulus B, A being 8, B being 3. What is the answer for that? A modulus B. I wish those who have not participated to participate also. Just to see what. What do you think is the answer?
2.
2. Okay. Why 2?
Because if you divide 8 divided by 3, the remainder is 2.
Very good. If you divide 8 by 3, the answer will be 6 divided by, the remainder will be 2. The difference will be 2. Very good. That's what modulus is all about. So when you come across modulus, that is what it means. Okay. We proceed with our work then. Class. Oops, something is wrong. Yeah, good, got it. Next is exponential. Exponential can be referenced as the power. For example, 2 exponential 2, the answer will be what? An exponential will use two asterisks. So for example, this is $A is this one, and this B. So if I say, I said 2, 2. So let me make 1, 2, another one, 2 also. And then I say echo 2 star 2. What will be the answer? What would be the expectation? When we know it's exponential, what does it mean? What does it mean? Or what would be the result when I run? So hysterics is exponential. So what does that mean? So it simply means
Raised to
2
the
power
power
of
of
2.
2.
Exactly. 2 raised to power 2, and then you get the answer for that. So therefore, if you write any other number, 2 raised to power 3, what do you expect? So 2, A being 2, B being 3. Echo A star star B. What would be the answer?
8.
8. Right. So because we are the exponential means power, so it's like 2 power 3. That's how you should write. So in your coding, if you're writing a code that requires like, so 8 is, that's a good example. So 2 raised to power 2 is 8, and we said when it is 2 raised to power 2, we run that to give you 4. Right. All right. So I think that is well understood. I can move to something else. No wasting time. Assignment operators, very important to assign. This has already been done. When you say $sign A equals to 5, it means you've assigned it, you've given it a value. If we are using Pascal, we were using the assignment operators as being semicolon, and then equal sign. That's how we are assigning operators. But when you're using PHP, it's as straight as that. So when you see $sign plus equals to 5, it means you're going to do you're adding plus 5. And that's, so you're adding 5 to A, basically. A plus 5. This you're subtracting 5 from A. You say $sign minus equals to 5. Multiplying by A and dividing by A. On that. Example, x equals to 10, you've assigned x is 10. $sign x plus equals to 5, you're saying x, whatever value of x is, plus 5. So it's going to be 10 plus 5 in it. If you echo x, it will be 15. You expect that. What you don't understand, you raise up your hand or you say, you speak up, because we don't have enough time to finish on that. Three equal signs, you are saying identical. Please note the difference. The difference. Not the difference. If I say A is 2, B is 2, then I say A is equal to, use this. Equal, you are trying to equate. But if you add, when you're checking equivalence, and notice that when you're using numbers, is different from when you're using text. For example, I'm asking whether identical. If you use three operators, the three equal signs, I'm asking whether they are identical. Identical. And if they are identical, sorry, let me share the screen. If I say A is 2, B is 2, and I equal A, three equal signs, B, I'm asking whether they are identical. And when I run, you'll find 1, which means true. Yes, they are identical. But if I say A, another, and I put the other one to be in quotes, 2, and then you check for whether they're identical, you get something else. You fail on that. They are not. You get 0 on that. So notice that equivalency when it comes to text and when it comes to numbers, because of them I want to move faster, a little bit faster. So one most important thing I want you to notice also is the equal or not equal signs. When you say is it equal, if 3 equals to 9, then it is. We use double equal signs. If 4 is equal to y, Or if y equals to 3, then this use double. But when we say if 4 is not equal to x, then we use exclamation mark and the equal sign. Or not equal. The others are the same, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to, as such. So where you are stuck, you please let us know. Logical operators, very important. For and, we use two ampersands. When you say if x and y are equals to 4 are equal to 3, then we use an ampersand for and. For or, we use these two bars and the like. But for not, when we want to negate a statement, we add an exclamation mark in PHP. For example, age is 20. You say if age is greater than or equal to 18 and the two ampersands, age is less than or equal to 35, then echo a youth. So notice the ampersand combination, how you can combine that. Right? Increment and decrement, we said x plus plus means you're adding, x minus minus, you are minusing 1, you are removing 1, 1, 1, 1. So 1 to decrement. Next is the comments. Single line comments, we use the forward slash, two of them, a single comment, or just put a hash comment. But when you use a forward slash, asterisk, and then end, then it means you can do multi-line commenting. So for example, in this line, if I said these two, it means this line will not be executed. I have commented it. But when you want to comment many, we said also you can use a hash. Sorry, I think my machine. Yeah, you put a hash. Also, you say you've commented. So this will be executed. This will not be executed, and you might run into an error on that because this is not being executed. So it's being referenced to something that doesn't exist. Right. So you notice that after notice something here, a equals to 2, b equals to $, b equals 2. However, I've put a hash behind b. When you try to run, notice the error, undefined variable $b. So meaning the system skipped running this, so it doesn't know there's a variable called that. And for multiple, you said you put a forward slash asterisk. Sorry, asterisk is at this, and then you put asterisk here. Asterisk. So everything here has been commented. Nothing will be executed. So you run it like an empty string. Nothing runs. So you told the computer to skip processing those lines. So it can be a comment you are doing within your code. You can use that. All right. So we have an example program. I think I didn't use it very well. I think I should edit that for you to see. Name equals to Grace, course equals to computer science. So display student details. So look at the comment, how it's just being used. It's not executed, but you can write in English you want in your mother tongue. Like so, then you can echo student name, break. Notice this, echo student course to display the course. All right. Good. So the following program accepts two numbers and performs a basic arithmetic operation. This is remember, we are doing it within the PHP, within the HTML context. So the HTML exists. The HTML contains the display, a simple calculator, head, body, you know about that. Then there is a form. Method is post. We have the first number, input. I think there is something else wrong without that in terms of formatting. I didn't format it very well. I think I can quickly do some formats to help. Oops. This we can move fast enough. Is it here? Yeah, there it is. Information for students. Okay, let me remove those spaces. There are so many. It's not. Yep. Echo youth. I think I was interested in a comment. Comment. It was right here. Yes. Student information. I know that space. I can know that. We have the name equals to Grace. Course equals to computer science. Display student details. Echo student name. Echo. Like that. Echo student name. Echo break. Echo course. Yeah, that's a simple one for you to hear it. All right. That looks like it. Therefore, in this one, form method equals to post. Notice how we do forms, please, because I want to be practicing that. First number. There it is. Input. I want this input to show in a way that you can see input type. All of them should look like that. Input type equals to number, name equals to num1 required. When you add the word required, it means a user cannot proceed before he fills that. So break twice, then second number, then input type is a number, name is num2, it's required, we break twice. Can you see my screen? I hope you can see my screen. Please confirm. I can't be able to see on the other side. The third is input type equals submit, value equals to calculate. Then form is closed or end of the form. Remember, these are HTML tags. Then you do this PHP started if server request method equals to post, because we're trying to run a code within the same method equals to post. As soon as you post using this button here. Input type equals to submit, value equals calculate. Then you're posting. And the form is, look at the top method. What it will do when you click the button, it will post. So the moment it detects the post, this server runs, this HTML code runs from here. So num1 equals to post num, num2 equals to post num2, echo results, echo addition. Now, I want it to be here, this way. So echo addition equals to, notice the concatenation we use a period, num1 plus num2, and then we break. Notice the concatenation for breaking, and then the echo subtract num1 minus num2, echo multiplication, num1 multiplied num2. If num2 is not 0, this is what it means. When you put an exclamation mark and equal signs, it means if not equal to. If not equal to 0, then echo division or divide. Else echo division by 0, not possible. So we're checking. I need to correct that, not allowed. Else, and I think this ends very well and returns good. That's enough. So this is a simple code. I want to carry it all for you to see it in a better way. It is on its own up to doc type. Save that. Okay. Everything. So basically, we've gone ahead to understand the whole of this. Just a minute where it is up to this point. No, the second part, the first part. Yeah, there it is. So we have the first number, second number. So there's HTML tags, but remember the post. And then notice how we are calling the PHP within the HTML tag to be able to read what was put in the form and do the calculation. So PHP is a programming language. You can do the coding, but in HTML you may not be able to do all this coding. You can't, but you can do it. So we've embedded the code. So this exercise combines both, and therefore this becomes your task number 3. So do something similar. However, what I want you to do is you don't. It's not going to do the following. Look, I'm copying this one. The task you'll do is the same. However, it's going to look for the modulus, power, and addition. Those 3 only. Modulus, power, and addition. Because you're here in class, it's the last part of our discussion. I want to put it here. And I said this is going to be assignment number 3. Please participate. When you do that work, it enables you to take into practice what you've done. You can't coming from where and then you are put into an interview and you fail. Assignment 3. So develop that accepts 2 numbers and embed PHP code that calculates number 1 sum, 2 modulus, number 3 power. We call it exponential. That's the word we use. Display. When a button is clicked. Do you all get the question? You get it?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So develop an HTML form, accept 2 numbers. I think I should bold this so that you can understand. Don't deviate from that. 2 numbers. And then it's supposed to embed a PHP code that calculates this sum, modulus, and exponential, and display the results. The button is clicked. Today is on, so I think by 24th, that is too far. You can do it by, but by Monday, 20th. 20th can be, no, 20th you have an exam, you have a cut. So let me give it up to Wednesday, 22nd. I'll be reminded to go by 22nd. You can also submit online. It's allowed that. You can submit directly. That's why I allow this. Any questions? So notice the assignment is there. I think the cut is right there also, yeah. So it'll be a cut and then it'll be assignment 3. In that order. Any questions so far? Did you end up getting Joseph Tech in class and the other person who missed those two who are not in class? Joyce Wanjiro. Did we get any of those people in the class finally? Okay, looks like they even never came back. Just Joyce Wanjiro and Joseph Tech. So they're not with us. So thank you, because I want to allow you to attend to other classes if they're there. But remember to do the assignment, remember to do the cut. And also, as part of the work, please go ahead and read ahead, cover the next part. The second part of it contains the control structures. Please take time to read about them. There they are. Control structures. So I want you to know how to, especially the if, else, and switch. Get to know the for, while, do while, and for each. And I've put examples for almost everything. For example, when you say if age is greater than or equal to 18, echo, you are eligible to vote. I expect you to go through that. Otherwise, you go for, you ignore that, you may end up losing so much. So remember, I said content for week 3 should be covered. Where is it? It's right here, just below the previous week. It's called week 3. That control structures. Any question? All right, thank you. Class comes to an end now. You have a nice morning.